I don't think there is a pet owner alive, an animal owner. I don't know if you can call a horse a pet, but I've wondered this about horses. I guess you can. At any rate, there hasn't been any of us that hasn't one time or another wondered what that creature was thinking. You sit and figure out maybe you got it, and probably most of the time you blow it. But today, many members of our audience are going to find out just what their animal has on its mind. Please welcome back to Kelly and Company, animal psychic Beatrice Lydecker. When did you come to the conclusion, Bea, that you honestly could understand what an animal had?
January 1969. I've been doing this a long time.
You got it pinned down. January 1969.
Because I remember the exact experience. I just walked up to a dog one day. I'd lost one to a brain tumor, and I deal with anywhere from 3 to 7 death and dyings a day of losses of pets. And believe me, it's a very real experience. In fact, I think sometimes, like I was dealing with a lady who lost her 22-year-old cat the other day, and I think sometimes it's almost a deeper trauma than losing a person.
In a way.
Yeah, because it's been like your child. I mean, it's more like a child than it is an adult to us, because it's something we love and care for and hold very close to us.
A friend, a companion,
yeah,
everything.
You know what's neat about having a pet? You never come home to an empty house.
Yes.
There's always somebody there that's glad you came home.
Come home and it's too full. You think, oh, what are you people doing here? And they're going, ah.
No.
Do you do human minds too, or can you?
I'm doing a lot more work now with autistic children. I've been working with a psychiatrist in Omaha, Nebraska, and we're using the visualization techniques to change memories of experiences that kids have had and get them through the trauma, those that have been driven into autism through trauma. And we're able to change the memory of the trauma. And I'm now living in Portland, Oregon area. I'm doing my own radio show every day, live call-in talk show. It's becoming one of the most popular shows in Oregon. The lines are jammed before we ever go on the air.
Do you still get to go to the beach, though? I remember you taking the dogs to the beach.
Not too much. I don't need to now. I have 20 acres out in the country.
Oh, great.
And now my little criminal Dalmatian, who sneaked off. I have a juvenile delinquent Dalmatian. And
does he tell you why when he comes back?
Yeah, because she went down and found some ducks at the neighbors, and she got the duck, and my German Shepherd, young one, she's been teaching them to do it, so she's now in an education program.
Well, we have a lot of creatures here prepared to speak to you, and I should explain, if I may, that, as you told me years ago, you get images, you get like pictures.
Yes. I see pictures in my mind of what the animals have seen. Well, just like the only way I knew that my dogs had done this is my neighbor came up and said, I saw your German Shepherds out there with my duck in his mouth, and we trailed the feathers to your house.
Whoa, okay.
So they knew who had done it. So when I asked the dogs who did it, my Dalmatian fessed up to it. She said, I did it. I got him. The shepherds said they couldn't move quick enough to get him, but the Dalmatian said, I got him. And then the shepherds took him away from me and chewed him up and pulled the feathers out. So then I'd know. I mean, I'm buying the guy some new ducks, you know. And
well, speaking of birds, we have here. Why don't you move down? We'll put this person with the bird. Okay.
This is a neat little bird.
If you can, yeah, it's okay. Go ahead, sit down. That's it. This is a
great little chicken.
This is a silky, isn't it?
Yeah, Chinese silky.
Chinese silky. Okay.
And he's got fur, just like an animal, like a pet. You know, I mean, I meant a cat or a dog. I talked with Cassie. That's the chicken's name. And I think you got it from a pet shop, didn't you? Because she said she remembers lots of birds around, and it looked sort of like a pet shop.
I think we got it from an auction with a whole bunch of birds.
Okay, because there were animals all over the place, and there were a lot of birds there. And she says, I'm always on display, and there's this thing that looks like a pretend chicken house. And remember, I'm looking at it from a couple of inches off the floor. And she talks about a lot of children looking at her. She said, I'm always being looked at by people, especially kids. And it almost looks like it was in some kind of a school or something where there was a display. And it looks like a little pretend chicken house, but it doesn't look like a real chicken house.
No,
she just runs around the yard.
Yeah, well, she said, I'm in the yard, but I don't want to be in the cage in the garage or inside the shed.
Does she go to shows?
No.
There's some place where the kids come and look at her, and it looks like there's a chicken house.
We took her to the fair once last summer.
There it is.
That's what it was.
The fair.
Yeah,
Okay.
she loved that. Okay.
Anything else?
And she said, I want to be in the house, and I think they tried to housebreak me, but that didn't work, so they made me go back outside.
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay. And she said, I love being loose in the yard, but they're always worried that something's going to get me, and I don't want to go. She said it twice. I don't want to go in that cage in the garage.
Right.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Melissa.
Okay.
And Kathy. We got time? Oh, yes.
Oh, this is a little character. I asked him how he thought about his bow tie. He says, oh, well, she likes it. It's okay. And he says, but tell her I don't want to wear one of those scarves. Now, that's unusual because most animals, 99% of them ask to wear a scarf.
They do?
They feel dressed up. You should see I have a whole wardrobe of scarves for my 10 dogs. And they come in and they pick the colors they want, and I put that color on them. They love wearing their scarves.
Wait a minute.
But
wait a
he
minute.
says, I don't want to
Hold
wear a
it,
scarf.
B. Wait a minute. The dogs pick the color scarf they want to wear?
Right. That's right. I have the whole array out, and they come in and tell me I want the color. And Beauty, one of my shepherds one day, got so mad at me because one of the other dogs got the blue scarf, and she would not let me put the other color scarf on her. She said, I wanted the blue one, and I'm not wearing anything else, and out she went. And she now she wears a blue scarf all the time now.
All right. Let's take a break right here and get
Okay.
organized while I get this straight in my head. We'll be back and find out about this dog and many other animals. Right back. Thank you. We are back now with Beatrice Lydecker and Spencer. And you are Sally Dorman?
Susan Dorman.
Susan Dorman. I was close. Too many
Okay.
names. So, what does Spencer tell you?
Okay, Spencer's a real little egotist. He said, I'm really gorgeous. I want to go to the dog shows. I don't know why she doesn't show me because I'm supposed to be show quality and I'm supposed to be a show dog. He said, I'm not usually around this many animals. He said, I love other dogs. I want to go see them. And I said, well, you know, like you were saying before, this breed is normally known for being kind of, you know, feisty and wanting to fight. And he said, I don't want to fight, but I do love to challenge. It's all a big game with me. I do the challenge. If they'll return it, then we'll just really get into it, but otherwise I don't. And he said, I like the German Shepherd, but the dog wants to step on me all the time and play with me.
Wait a minute.
It looks like a shepherd. It's a black and tan big dog that looks a lot like a shepherd.
It's a red doe that wants to step on him, and she's here today.
There's not a black and
Oh.
tan around someplace?
No, that
No,
is
it
his
It
best
looks it
friend.
to me. It looks dark and it looks taller than him.
Much taller.
The dope is taller.
The doe
Okay,
is
is that the one over there?
that little doe.
Okay, well that looks like black and tan to a dog. It's not enough red tone to it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just a second, I got
Oh,
one
one
other
more
thing
thing,
from
okay.
him. He said, well, he had talked about the collar before, but he says, why don't you let me play with other dogs? He's really upset over that. He said, you won't let me go up to the other dogs. You're always protecting me.
That's true. I do overprotect him because I just don't want him to get gobbled.
Yeah.
Don't worry
He's
about
not
me,
a fighter.
baby. I'm a dog.
Yeah, he's not a fighter.
Well, he really wants to meet the other animals.
Thanks, Susan.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, here's a big boy. Or is it girl?
Boy.
It's a boy. What's his name?
Maxwell.
Maxwell, and you are?
I'm Kathy Levison.
Okay. Now, you've
Since
met
I
Maxwell.
own
Okay, Max.
7 German Shepherds, and
Yeah,
you love German
I sure
Shepherds
do.
too, they're really a fun dog. I love them. I said, what's your favorite thing to do? He talks about being very close to your husband. He said that your
at her,
husband
Max.
really loves him and plays a lot with him. I said, what's your favorite game? He said, my favorite toy is a stick. I want to play with a stick. I want to chew them up. He said, I usually take off with them and chew them up. Then your husband says, well, if you're going to chew it up, I can't play with you. You know, and he said that I want him to play tug of war with me. Just grab that stick
That's
and lift
exactly
me off
right.
the ground.
He loves sticks.
Yeah.
I mean, they're logs. These big logs in the
Yeah.
backyard that he loves to chew on.
Yeah.
And once you start playing with him, he won't leave you alone with them.
And he says, I like children, but we don't have any. He says, can we have some kids? I love kids.
We have a 10-month-old baby.
You do? Well,
Yes.
he's not playing with them much then.
He's not. He's just now starting to like them because the baby is now eating crackers and things and giving him that stuff. So now
Okay.
he's getting to be buddies
Because
with
he
them.
really loves kids. Now, animals don't talk about teenagers as though they're children. Teenagers are adults to animals. So when animals talk about kids, they're talking about anything under 10 on down. A toddler is not really a kid, it's still a baby type thing. And one of the things I can give people pointers out there, if you're going to bring in the dog or bring in a new baby, don't put the dog out, because if you do, it makes the dog jealous and then they don't like the kid. But if you bring the baby in and say to the animal, this is your baby, you're going to help me take care of it, and anytime the animal shows the slightest bit of attention to the baby, showing that, oh, he's awake or something, say, oh, thank you, good boy for thanking me, you know, for telling me the baby's awake. And make the dog feel important for the child, and they'll end up laying their lives down for that kid.
Yeah, he loves
You'll
the
never
baby.
have
They get
jealousy.
along real well. And at one point, when we first brought the baby home, my mother-in-law was over, and the baby was getting all the attention, and so he went over to her coat and ate it.
Yeah, and see, that's the jealousy
Ate
thing.
Mom's
He
coat.
did. My mother-in-law's coat.
Boy,
yeah.
Max, you son of a gun.
That is not
Chocolate
the
or
way to
vanilla
win
coat?
family,
What was
friends.
it? Licorice. Okay.
He said
Anything
his
else?
favorite room is the large room that has this big window in it. I don't know if it's a big window or glass that goes all the way to the floor.
We have a big door wall in our living room.
Okay,
that
because he
likes
said
to-
I love that room. That's my favorite
It's not
room.
a stick, Max.
And he said I can look out on this lawn that slopes, and I love the sloping lawn.
We have
It
about
looks
almost an
well-made.
acre of land that there's
Yeah.
a hill there.
Boy.
Yeah, but
He's
Yeah,
putting
he
out the
loves
pictures.
it out there. Yeah, he really is
Is he a happy
communing
dog?
quite well. And he said, I like the man who I think smokes a pipe. Because he's got a pipe or a cigar or something. It doesn't look like a cigarette.
I don't know anyone that smokes a pipe.
It's me. I was out there talking to him this morning, and I had my pipe in my mouth, B.
Oh, and the guy was older and had gray hair.
Yeah. Thank you
Okay.
very much. We'll take a break and be right back with more. Okay, we're back with Beatrice Lydecker and Bridget and Pam. What does Bridget tell you?
Okay, Bridget says, I'm really special. Now, like the other dog didn't want a scarf, this dog says, red is my favorite color, and I want a red scarf. Can I please have a red scarf? And then she said, I love my bed, and it looks like a cream-colored or a light-colored blanket or something soft, and it's a cushion of some kind on the floor.
She sleeps under my son's bed, which is beige carpeting.
Oh, it's beige carpeting. It's real soft. Okay,
Yes.
because it felt like a blanket or a
And
pillow or
that's her
something on the
spot,
floor.
under the
Okay,
bed.
because she said I love to lay there. She said, I wanted a companion, and you had talked about getting me one, but you didn't do it. Why not?
We bred her, and she didn't get pregnant.
Didn't get
And my husband
time
had
I hold the
talked
mic
about
out.
if she got pregnant, maybe we would keep a puppy. And I said,
Okay.
no. But
yeah,
she
but
didn't get
she
pregnant.
wants a companion, and she said, no cats. I'm not going to put up with a cat.
We've got a cat next door that she'll just sit and stare at. She doesn't bark.
Oh, because she can't get to it. That's why she's still staring. She said, let's see, she said, and I don't like little kids.
Oh, she loves. We've got two kids.
How old are they? They're not toddlers, right?
4 and 8.
All right, they're older. She doesn't like real little ones, like toddlers, like 2-year-olds that poke at their eyes and ears and stuff.
Oh, we have a nephew that has done that to her.
Yeah,
Pulled her
because she says,
tail.
I don't like little kids. They poke at me. And that's about all she had to say. She said, I saw a dog pulling something one time, and I think it looked like a kid on a skateboard. And she said, I wanted to do it, but boy, there's no way that she could pull a kid on a skateboard. She'd drag them all over, yeah.
Will you stop?
But she wants to pull.
She's very hyper. She's got one spot in the backyard that no matter what we do, she will dig. It's
Okay.
driving me
Trying to get
crazy.
Animals dig for a couple of reasons. They dig holes because it is normal for them to make caves. They want to get down into something that's cool, and they feel protected, and they make a cave. They also take their energy out by digging a hole. So that's one of her things to do. What I do is the backyard belongs to the dogs. They can dig it up if they want. The rest of the yard belongs to me.
Okay.
So just don't worry about it. Let them have the backyard.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Pam.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Bridget. Now, here's a case of opposites. Hello, honey. Who is this?
This is sassafras.
Sassafras, and you are who?
Deborah.
Okay, when I talk with sassafras, this is what I call lap warts. Because they live as a part of your lap. And the dog says, when I'm home, I want to be on her lap all the time. This is your mom's dog, right?
Right.
And because she said, I want to sit on her lap all the time. And she said something about, there was a lady that used to come there, and the lady's name was either Susie or Sandy or something similar to that sound.
Sandy.
It was Sandy. Okay.
She works at my
And
office.
wasn't she a nurse or something? Because she used to dress in white.
Well, she wore light colors a lot.
Okay, because she said I would see her in these light, because light colors look white to a dog, and said that I really like that lady, but I don't see her anymore.
That's because my mom had brain surgery, and she left the business, stays home with the dog, so the dog doesn't go to the office anymore.
Okay, because she said I really like that lady. And she said, I don't want a companion, but would your mother please let me walk when we go out? She's always picking me up because she's afraid somebody's going to hurt me. And I want to be on my own 4 feet.
I'm sorry, our time is gone. There are other dogs, yeah, over here. And I'm sorry, gang, it's all over. Bee is in town for the Pet Expo, which is being held at the Michigan State Fairgrounds this weekend. She's going to be there all through the thing.
Yeah, we're going
See
to
you
be there talking to animals if people want to bring their animal pictures. They can't bring the animal in, but they want to bring the pictures.
You can do it with pictures.
Yeah, and my associate is with me, so we'll
She
do
talks to
private
cats,
appointments
doesn't
on the outside, too. She does any animal.
And the current book is What the Animals Tell Me by Beatrice Lydecker. Thank you, Bee.
Great. Nice to be here.
Thank you, animals. We'll be right back.
We'd like to welcome our next guest, Arthur, and his dog, Ryder. Would you like to relate to us about how you got to know Ryder?
Well, we had a black Belgian sheepdog, and she was just couldn't be friendly. She wanted to stay away, hide away all the time, and so my wife and I have been listening to your broadcasts and reading your books, and so we thought a chance that you were in Portland, so we've come out to see you. Took Destabel out to see you, and you talked to Destabel, and found her trouble was that she missed her sister, who she'd been raised with.
Yeah.
And so you made the suggestion, well, why don't you take Ryder in with you and see how they get along? And if they get along fine, she says, you said, well, I'll adopt him to you. And so we went back, and they got on just fine. And when we come out to see you again, Ryder, you asked him what he liked that my wife fixed for his food, and he came back with a statement that he liked those scrambled eggs with the green stuff in it. And that was something you couldn't have known anything about either, and the green stuff was green onions.
Oh.
So ever since then, he's been companion for Destabel.
Yeah, and Ryder's come back to visit several times, and boy, I'll tell you, he just hears your voice, and he's out that door. He says, I'm going home. Ryder had several experiences. He'd been in one home, and the people were never there, so he ended up getting out and running the neighborhood and got himself into mischief, chasing chickens and a few other things, which animals will do when they're not supervised. And then he'd been brought back from that family and placed him in another home, and then those people were working, and they decided they didn't want an extra dog. In fact, their landlord caught them with an extra dog, told them they had to get it out. And so that's how Ryder ended up coming back to me, and it's a delight to see him in a home where he's really happy. Ryder looks very much like his uncle, and he was one dog that I really wanted to keep. But 3 weeks before he was born, we had a robber break into the house and kick the stomach very badly of his mother. And 3 weeks before the puppies are born is when the cartilage in the body turns to bone, when the bone actually starts forming in the puppies. And because of the shock to the mother, it ended up that he had hip dysplasia. So with good nutrition, proper nutrition, Ryder can live a very long, healthy, happy life without any real basic problems. And when we did send him for spaying and neutering, a lot of people ask me, should I spay or neuter my animals? The answer is yes. 99% of them tell me they're very happy that when they're spayed and neutered, because then they're thinking about playing and doing other things instead of worrying about who the female is in season in the neighborhood. And so from the animal's point of view, they're a lot more comfortable. And you cut the chances of mammary cancer by 200% when you spay your females. So it's better off.
Well, since you've seen him last, he's been in the slammer. We were on vacation, and our neighbor was taking care of him, and all of a sudden he decided he was going to go look for us. And he got out, and our neighbor couldn't get him, and all the neighbors around there, tried to get him, and he presented a very pugnacious effect towards him. So finally, they had to call the animal farm out,
Animal control.
animal control, and he had a devious way. And he finally got him back in control, and they took him out to the slammer. So he's now an ex-jail dog, jailbird. But all he's doing is trying to find us.
Yeah. Thank you.
B, our viewers have asked questions about you doing your work in a scientifically controlled atmosphere. And on a national television program, you mentioned something about a situation that you had with Purdue University, where that when you were working with horses, I believe, the scientists were at the same time taking photographs. And I think we've got a few minutes to talk about that. It would be a very interesting subject.
Well, what we did is there's a thermography machine. They are machines that they photograph houses to show where heat loss is coming out of homes. They've also found that the same thermography machine, when put onto the body of a human or an animal, wherever there's disease in the body, it will show heat coming out of that spot. And so it's another way of science pinpointing disease points, and or also show energy changes. It shows just waves of energy in the body. So what they did is they had me come and stand and videotaped it of me standing there looking at the animal, and with my mind I told what I felt from the animal, where his pain was and where the problems were coming from. Then Dr. Marvin Kane, who has also taken me out to his barn, had me diagnose animals, and they took x-rays and blood tests and verified what I had picked up from the animals. He came out with his acupuncture, and he went over the animal and said what he felt was wrong. And we were in separate rooms at the time so that we weren't overhearing each other's conversations. And then they brought the thermography machine out and photographed the same animal. And when they put them together, they found out that we all got the same problems in the same places. And then they had Dr. Kane treat the animal with acupuncture. Then with my mind and my eyes closed, I was telling what was feeling going on in the animal when the treatment was finished and where the energy was going. And they were picking this up on the thermography machine. So it was really kind of fun that this was done through Purdue University.
And this was all videotaped
Yes,
for
it's
verification.
Videotaped, yes.
And we hope to be able to secure a copy of that tape and incorporate it in this series of programs, and perhaps maybe even make it available along with your other video cassettes and audio cassettes. Have there been other circumstances where that, because you understand what you do is very unusual and people are sometimes uncomfortable with it, where there has been a scientific verification of what's transpiring?
They can't photograph what's going on. The only thing they've been able to picture, find from me, is when they can photograph my eyes, and my eyes go out of focus when I'm doing that, but other than that, they can't. Now, I have dozens of veterinarians that I've told what's wrong with the animal. They've gone to the vet and said, look, B says this, would you check it out? And the vet goes, yeah. In fact, a recent one was from the University of Pennsylvania, and I told them what was wrong with the horse when they had just given the horse a clean bill of health. They went back and x-rayed the neck where I said it was, and they found the problem where they had missed it before. So, yeah, there's lots of verification out.
Thank you for answering those questions.